everyone. Hello, my fellow teachers. I am Marian Gatpandan, a master teacher from General Aguinaldo National High School, Bailen. I am tasked to assist you on how to write research introduction. So I would like to take this opportunity to share with you my knowledge in this topic, and I hope that you will learn something from it today. Because research is inevitable in our field, we teachers are encouraged to do research not just as a professional qualification, as what was mentioned by Aquino 2017 in our study, but also for us to be more reflective in our teaching practices and to understand the various classrooms and learners' situations in our respective schools. However, there are different challenges that we might encounter in doing a research, especially for the first-timers. The research writing itself can be a burden if we do not know how to do it the right way. Yes, you have your concept, your topic, your subject, your target respondents, and your title is already there. But for some teachers, starting it by writing the introduction might piss them off. Are you one of those teachers who easily give up as early as during the writing of the introduction? If yes, this video is for you. After the title and abstract, the next thing to be read in our paper is the introduction. It is vital to do this strongly. This is an opportunity for us, researchers, to get the audience attention and show that our paper is worth reading. It will establish the approach of reader to our paper from this part to the conclusion or recommendation. An introduction is the initial part of our research paper. It will present what our study is all about. The context of the study that describes the nature, trends, issues, and claims about the chosen topic should be seen here clearly. Researchers should be able to explain to the readers the general concept that underlies the study. Introduction also presents the known data, statistics, and studies related to the topic or the problem. Introduction also sets the stage for the study through establishing the issues and concerns leading to the research by conveying information about a research problem. So how do we structure our introduction? It is important that we know how to structure it from beginning to end. Think of writing the introduction as we are just telling a story. We will do it chronologically. The only difference is that we will begin it from telling the known to the unknown and finally to the specific purpose of the study. What are the known? This is about the background of the study, its context. The context of the study describes the nature, salience, or what makes this topic noticeable or important, trends, issues, and claims about the chosen topic. We can present what is already known, such as statistical data and even findings from other related studies. Let's just always remember that we have to select the most current and credible sources from which we will get the background of our study. Make sure that all of the sources are properly cited. These are the questions that can serve as guide for us in making the known or context of our study. What are the trends happening or happened related to our study? What are the issues happening related to our study? Are there claims or assumptions from other researchers which are related to our study? What are the known facts or information about our study? Or are there evidences or theories formulated related to our study? The context of our study will make our readers to have an overview of our research. We can use the inverted triangle pattern in discussing the context of our study. We can start from the general milieu down to the specific. For example, in our qualitative paper entitled Phenomenological Inquiry of Experiences of Pioneer Senior High School Students under General Academic Strand or GAS, Influence on Career Decision Making, I started the introduction with the problems in the Philippine educational system, giving emphasis on the curriculum, followed by the shift from BEC or the Basic Education Curriculum to K-12, with emphasis on the adding of senior high school in the basic education, then followed by a very brief discussion of tracks and strands, with focus of course on GAS curriculum and its objectives. While the design of GAS is to guide and help students for course to take in college or plan for future, including employment and entrepreneurship, is that really happening in our school? Since that time, our school is only offering GAS in senior high school. So that is the problem our study would like to address. So this paper, if you want to read this paper, this is published in DepEd Region 4A, R2A Journal, Volume 3, Series of 2020. So if you want to take a look at it, you can download a copy of that journal. Next in the structure of our introduction is the unknown. This refers to the rational part. What is the gap we want to fill in? It should emphasize the gaps in knowledge about the topic. Highlight areas that has few or no available information at all. Since this refers to the gap to be filled in by the study, we can explain how the study will fill in the gap. It seems like the entire context that we have on the first part of our introduction are the pieces of puzzles, and there is a missing one. And that one will be answered by our study. Since we have already examined the current situation and looked for available data and information, we can now confidently show that a study has to be conducted. This is the part that we can tell to the readers that our study is important and that there is a need to conduct the study. The rationale of our research is the justification or the reason for conducting the study. All that is happening in our workplace can be a subject of research, and of course, important. However, the plain reason that our study is important is not enough. We should provide concrete evidences that will support our claim that our topic is worth researching. I will show an example later. Let us discuss first the last part of the introduction structure, the purpose. We have to state the strong purpose of our study. This has to be 1 to 2 sentences only. For example, this is the title of my dissertation way back in 2018. This is entitled Out-of-Field Teaching, Context, Processes, and Experiences in Cavite Public Secondary Schools. So from the title, how do we make the purpose of our study? And from the context and rationale that we have included in our introduction, we will use the keywords from the title. We have to use the exact language in our research. We have to be careful with the choice of words. So it is better to stick with the title in stating the purpose of our study. Let us take a look at this example. I divided the purpose of my study into 3. The statement, the researcher will conduct this study to determine how evident out-of-field teaching in the province of Cavite and to provide a clearer picture of this in different areas connected to the phenomenon refers to the context, the processes and support systems relative to out-of-field teachers in 5 divisions in the province refers to the keyword processes, and the statement, furthermore, this study will describe the experiences of teachers, which includes their challenges and so on, refers to the keyword experiences. So if you will try to look at it, The words I have used in the purpose of my study are the keywords I also used in the title of my study. And take note, my fellow teachers, you can also include key references or closely related papers in the introduction. If you will continue a study of a particular researcher or duplicate a study, don't forget to cite them. And also, dear teachers, since in DepEd we are following the format stated in the DepEd Order number 16, Series of 2017 or the Research Management Guidelines, introduction is also the avenue for us to make the clarifications on the terms, definitions, and acronyms that we're going to use in the entire study. I also experienced conducting a pre-survey to prove that the phenomenon I want to study is existing. So I included the result of my survey in the introduction because it was advised to me by the panel, since this will help me to convince the readers that the problem is existing. Again, teachers, the unknown and purpose is the study's rationale. The following can be your guide questions in writing the rationale. What is the gap the study will fill in? Why there is a need to conduct the study? And what is the primary purpose of the study? Everything that I have said is of course easier said than done. The challenge in doing all of this, aside from how we can make a meaningful introduction, is how we can do the transition smoothly from paragraph to paragraph, from general to specific, down to the purpose of the study. So for you to understand better what I have been said, I am going to give an example. I will show some parts of the introduction I have made in my dissertation entitled Out of Field Teaching, Context, Processes, and Experiences in Cavite Public Secondary Schools. I started the introduction with a simple known fact about teaching and focus on the challenges teachers may encounter. So it goes like this. Teaching is not a simple job. It is both an art and a mission. There is no doubt that there is a need for teachers to have adequate competencies, skills, and support from administrators and stakeholders to succeed in this profession. It is expected that when an individual joins the world of teaching, he or she is prepared to encounter challenges concerning students, parents, co-workers, administrators, daily preparation of lessons, and instructional materials. Gatpandan 2011. That simple paragraph is followed by a claim from other researcher, and at the same time, this is also a general situation about the problem in education. The original paragraph in my dissertation includes other problems in educational system, but this part helped me to have a smooth transition from positive statements about teaching from previous paragraph to the problem in education, then finally about issues concerning the quality of teachers. According to Durban and Catalan 2012, the country is facing problems in its educational system for years. Undoubtedly, the qualities of teachers and of teaching are among the most affected by these problems. After that first two paragraphs, in order for me to bring the idea to the importance of subject specialization for high school teachers compared to elementary teachers, I wrote the next part of the introduction this way. Programs like seminars are meant to help teachers in teaching their subject of specialization by training them in the appropriate approach, methodology, and strategy of teaching the subject. Unlike in elementary schools, where teachers do not have a specific area of specialization, these programs are very critical in secondary education, where teachers need to be trained in the subject area they have selected to concentrate. Then, to bring the idea to the problem of teachers teaching subjects which are not their expertise, I already brought the issue on the next paragraph. The use of transitional words and phrases are very essential to move from one idea to the next. So this is the next paragraph. However, in spite of subject specializations, teachers are aware of the possibility that they might teach other subjects during the actual teaching. Teachers who are given this task are called out-of-field teachers. Though they are teaching outside their field of specialization, they are expected to be as motivating, compassionate, as well as knowledgeable and skillful as other teachers. Ingersoll, 2011. To highlight the issue, I looked for claims from other researchers that this phenomenon is happening and the reasons behind it. I included findings from other studies, but these are from foreign authors. According to Macmillan 2010, studies show that teachers teaching subjects outside their expertise is not an uncommon phenomenon. Ingersoll 2012 furthers that the practice of out-of-field teaching is a phenomenon in which school administrators are assigning teachers to teach subjects that do not match their preparation. He added that contrary to the conventional wisdom, out-of-field teaching is not simply a response to teacher shortages. It also occurs in schools where there are plenty of teachers available. Therefore, school management is one factor in this mismatch in teaching. Since the keyword has already been revealed, I clarified it in the next paragraph, the terms and acronym to be used in the study. In the full paper of this study, I also clarified that all throughout the paper, the terms non-specialist and out-of-field teachers can be used interchangeably. I just explained that I prefer to use out-of-field teaching in the title because international authors use this term instead of non-specialist, which is used in the Philippines. So this is the next paragraph. In this study, the term out-of-field teachers, or OOFT, refers to those teachers who teach subjects outside their area of specialization. Some call them non-specialist teachers. Barbara, 2011. The term non-specialist is used for teachers without qualifications and training in the subject. In this study, the term out-of-field is used because it is more encompassing, universal, and preferred by more authors. In fact, more studies in the past, especially by Richard Ingersoll and Linda Hobbs, used out-of-field in their studies. To describe the situation more specific, the next thing I did was to look for studies related to the topic in the Philippine setting. I also included related Philippine Republic Acts, DepEd order, and other related legal or formal documents here. In the Philippines, out-of-field teaching, OOFT, is more common among secondary schools than elementary schools because secondary school teachers have to select what subject to specialize in their undergraduate course, unlike among elementary teachers who specialize in general education. It is an acceptable circumstance that only one teacher is teaching all subjects in elementary, especially from grades 1 to 3, or the primary level. This is why during the licensure examination for teachers, as written in the Section 14 of Republic Act number 7836, otherwise known as, so this part is too long, so I will just end it here. I just want to specify that the issue has to be described from general to specific, and looking for legal documents helped me to do it in this part. To describe the phenomenon deeper, I am lucky to find an article written by a school head in the Philippines. In an online article by Kay Lau, 2015, she mentioned that this is a growing problem in the Philippines, and as a school head in a public secondary school, it pains her to hire teachers and be given a subject outside their specialization because of two reasons. One is teacher shortage, and the other is inadequacy of teachers' qualification. The next part is the hardest, I think, because I have to describe the phenomenon very specific. I had a pre-survey, gathered the data from our division, and included the result in the introduction. So the summary goes like this. In DepEd, Division of Cavite Province, as of February 2017, 3,783 public secondary school teachers are currently employed in 64 public high schools. According to the data gathered by the researcher, from 42 schools, out of 2,241 teachers, 26.19% or 587 teachers are assigned to teach a subject which is not their specialization. Because I have already proved that there is an existing reality of out-of-field teaching, I have now the courage to say that this study is worthy to conduct. I can also say that there is no formal study conducted to describe the phenomenon in the Philippine context. So with that, this study will fill in the gap. There are number of OOFD cases that take place, but there is no formal study that would provide accurate data on this subject. This inspired the author to conduct this study to help the DepEd, particularly in the province of Cavite, acquire deeper understanding of the issue. Then finally, after describing the problem from general to specific and stating the rationale or the gap the study will fill in, I can now write the purpose of the study, which I discussed a while ago. These are some tips in writing the introduction. First, be consistent with the use of first or third person point of view. If you are going to use I or we, use that from beginning to end, or if you prefer to use the researcher, use that in the entire paper. Second, avoid including facts, which is very common or obvious to everyone. For example, food or water or air is important for the human person to survive. And last, use credible sources and make sure you cited them all. Fellow teachers, writing a research is not easy. Aside from managing our work and our time, looking for resources, studying how to do every part of it, we have to deal with many frustrations and rejections. But let us remember that nothing comes easy. We have to embrace those frustrations and rejections. Anyway, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Just enjoy doing it. The process is hard, but in the end, it is exciting and rewarding. Thank you to all of you, and I hope you learned something from me today. Good day and God bless us all.